I don't know about you guys, but when I was a young girl, I always wanted to live in a castle and become a princess someday. Yeah, I get it. Don't we all want to live the life? But no, seriously. When I was watching these Disney films as a kid, I really wanted to actually visit and live in these castles in real life. And I thought, well, hey, why don't I just rank the Disney castles to my least like to my most favorite castles of all time?
To all the royals of the sea, welcome to the reef. I'm Millie the mermaid.
Today, I am going to be ranking the top 5 Disney castles from number 5 being the worst to number 1 being the best. Let me know what you all think in the comment section below, and also give me your ratings as well on these enchanting homes. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe here on Millie the Mermaid. Starting with number 5, Snow White's Castle. Okay, this is at the bottom of my list because I didn't really get to see where Snow White got to sleep at night, but I'm pretty sure she was not comfortable. I mean, let's be honest. She was a servant in her own home, and the evil queen had her in the rags, cleaning up all the time. Also, it just doesn't this castle look cold to you? Like, it just looks all drafty. I mean, I don't really like the cold, and just let's not forget, I mean, the prince just climbed over the wall. I mean, so it's just not heavily guarded. I mean, where are the guards at? I mean, how are we supposed to live in a castle that I don't even feel safe in? Okay? Not to mention, my stepmother is evil and is out to get me. Okay? So I know I would have sleep paralysis here for sure. And then let's just not forget the dungeon here. Like, come on now. There's a leftover skeleton here. Ain't no telling who passed away over in this section. There's rats. There's spiders. The stepmother had all this witchcraft lying around. Books everywhere with potions. I mean, it's just consistently dusty. And I would just be sneezing all the time. I would have allergies in this castle. So I'm just not living here. It's a big no for me. I don't know what you guys think. Would you live in Snow White's castle? And then, okay, you know what? Okay, let me say something positive. I really love the spot where Snow White was picking the flowers at. I mean, looking at the wishing well area was nice. The cute woodland creatures. I really love the animals that live near this palace. So you can't tell me that it's not cute or peaceful. But it's only peaceful on the outside. I'm trying to go to sleep and have a good time on the inside of the castle. So if the outside looks looks decent, but the inside doesn't, it's a no for me. And also, like I said, I think it matters for me choosing a castle that where it's located as far as the surroundings and what the castle looks like on the inside and outside. So let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is Sleeping Beauty's castle.
I really felt quite distressed at not receiving an invitation.
Maybe you guys already thought I was probably going to choose this one, but hey, this is Sleeping Beauty's castle. And yes, to me, in my opinion only, the Snow White's castle it doesn't compare to this one, but it still kind of has that creepy feel. But the only thing is, we have a better looking bedroom in Sleeping Beauty's castle. Plus, the food here looks pretty good. And the best part, it is heavily guarded. Okay, we have guards everywhere. Plus, we have the 3 fairies, and I love that we have fairies protecting us because there's some sorcery going on. So I mean, I felt bad for Snow White. She didn't have no fairies protecting her against that sorcery stuff. But hey, look, there's something still a little bit off-putting about this castle. And let's just start with the atmosphere on the inside and outside. So I just feel like this castle is visibly dark. I'm talking about the dimness of light. I don't know what it is about this time period, but it's just too dark in this area. So I actually enjoyed the ballroom floor area where Prince Philip and Aurora were dancing and stuff. And even in the beginning of the film, I like that area. That's pretty much, to me, the most open of the spaces. I like the openness of castles. I don't like when stuff feels cramped. but you can't tell me that it don't give no haunted mansion type of feel. And I think that's because of Maleficent. Maybe just like the dark greenness and stuff. I think of the haunted mansion when I think of like those colors. And Maleficent can enter at any point in time, so technically we're not really safe as far as like magic. We're not safe when it comes to that. Anybody else who's coming up in here, the guards could fight and tear up, but as far as magic, we're not safe from magic in this castle completely, even though we do have the 3 fairies. And I really like the 3 fairies because they're the most colorful. I would say they add color to the castle. You know, the pinks, the greens, the blues, they add this comforting feel to them, and I like that. But that's pretty much it. And when it comes to the dining area of the castle, like the food doesn't look too bad. You know, hopefully all that stuff is seasoned and it's tasting good because, well, I think Prince Philip's dad, like, you know, he looked like he'd be grubbing and getting his grub on. So, you know, they were celebrating their kids coming together, you know. So, you know, you're going to be eating well there too. So let's go to Aurora's bedroom. So I don't really like her bedroom. I think the fireplace is too big, and there's some kind of area that Maleficent has under there, because I don't even know how she even created a whole new space of the castle. So I'm pretty sure there's a dungeon in there too, because we know Aurora's fingers get pricked. But between Snow White's castle and Sleeping Beauty's, what do you think?
So let's move on to number 3, Cinderella's castle.
Racket, Gus, Gus, racket, racket. Gus, Gus.
Okay, I adore this castle so much. It's so romantic. It just is a place that brings back so many fond memories for me as a child. I used to watch Cinderella over and over again with my mom, and of course I love the scene where Cinderella and the prince dance together that night. And you know that the music is going to be playing all night, and so you can dance the night away. And if you want to get away from all the riffraff, you can take a stroll as well away from the ballroom area and enjoy the water fountain. It just has a really nice backyard area. So this castle brings a lot of light compared to Sleeping Beauty and Snow White's castle. It brings so much more light, and it doesn't feel scary. And wouldn't this castle be such a nice place to get married, like having the wedding ceremony right outside in the backyard area of Cinderella's castle? It would just be a dream come true, pun intended. Okay. I also wanted to thank the king for having guards. You know, they were always in tip-top shape as well, like, because the castle, it just makes me feel safe, and it's just a warm place. Now let's go into the king's bedroom area. Like, he has a tremendously long bed that looks like you can just go into hibernation for weeks. I mean, look at how comfortable he is dreaming of his grandchildren someday. And I just love this castle. I just feel like it's comfortable. What do you guys think?
Moving on to number 2, Beauty and the Beast castle.
Mama, there's a girl in the castle.
Okay, we are starting to get to the castles that I feel like are brighter overall in color schemes and has a little bit more of life brought into it. Of course, in the beginning of our story, this castle feels dark, chilling, and even abandoned, honestly. But when we are brought to Belle's room, like her bedroom, we have this lilac colored wall along with the teal blue tile floors, and this canopy bed just looks so comfortable. And while we can pick up a good book to read, we can either go to the window and look out at the snow, or we can go to the library or even cuddle up by the fireplace too. And I know I just talked about the fireplace at Aurora's castle, but I feel like the fireplace belongs more like in a living room area or even a library. But I don't know why I didn't care for it in Aurora's bedroom back at her place. I just wouldn't place it there. Now, the other pro about Beauty and the Beast castle is the staff. You can't tell me that you wouldn't have a good time hanging out, chilling out with Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, and Lumiere, and some of the other friends. I just love to drink tea as well. Like, I don't really drink coffee, I drink tea. So like Mrs. Potts and I, we can have our tea time together. She's the perfect person to go to when I'm feeling like I have something on my mind to say while I'm like drinking something warm and scrumptious while the snow is falling.
And also, it seems like she's in charge of the food and the dining experience. I mean, you can have some beef ragu, cheese souffle, pie, and pudding en flambe. I mean, come on now. We're going to be eating good here at the castle. Now, actually, speaking of food, let's go to the dining room area. Look how beautiful it is and all the different types of foods that you could choose from. I just love the golden crystal chandelier, especially when they were singing Be Our Guest. I mean, come on, this is one of the most iconic scenes in the movie, and you won't have to worry about food, okay? It's exquisite. And then if you have a sweet tooth, you already know that they're going to have some good desserts, okay? Try the gray stuff, it's delicious, and look at all the cakes that they have. Now, there's another area of the castle I really like, the library, of course. It's an enormous library. You wouldn't even have to go to Barnes and Noble anymore, forget it. You could just go to this castle and you got all the books that you need. You know, they have towering shelves with endless amount of books, and I think this is Belle's favorite spot in this enchanting home. And if you love to escape in a beautiful story, then this is where you should go. You know what I love about this library though? Like, I love the colors. Like, I don't know if it's like a greenish bluish color, like a turquoise with the gold accents. The blue and gold accents in this room is what I love the most. And this is actually where Belle was wearing her mint green dress. And I could just imagine the smell in here. Like, I don't know if anyone else loves the smell of fresh new books, but I love that smell. But we cannot leave this castle without talking about the ballroom area. Could you imagine hosting parties here? They would be off the chain, girl, because those gigantic windows, especially at night, this is just a great spot to even propose to somebody, even like on the outside where the balcony area is. But there is some downsides to the castle, and I would say starting with like the tower area, like where prisoners stay. Like, no one wants to be up here. It's cold. I mean, we saw that Maurice Belle's dad was like constantly coughing, so you already know you're gonna be having bronchitis. I mean, nobody wants that. And then the statues in the hallway, I mean, look at the gargoyles. Like, they're the wolfish gargoyles. Like, those are scary. I didn't like that either.
But for sure with this castle, the pros outweigh the cons, so that's why I put this as number 2. Now let's get down to the final castle. Can you guess which one is my ultimate favorite?
Wow, the palace looks pretty amazing, huh? I wonder what it'd be like to live there and have servants and valets.
Number 1, Prince Eric's castle.
I knew it. You're the one I've been looking for.
Did you guess it? This is number 1. This is the best animated Disney castle. It just is. Don't argue with me. I don't have time. Because let me tell you, in both the interior and the exterior design, you cannot tell me you wouldn't want to live here. Unless if you just don't like the ocean. If you don't like the ocean, I can see why. But anyways, I mean, you are overlooking the ocean. Okay? The beautiful beaches. And then let me just tell you how inviting the staff was here when Ariel first got here. Like, the food, I mean, oh my goodness. Like, you know, Chef Louis is getting down in that kitchen, especially if you like seafood. You're gonna love to live here. Come on now. I mean, look where you're gonna have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The ginormous windows, once again, the beautiful sunsets, the black and white checkered tile floors, the paintings on the wall. You see that ship in the background? The gold accents. There's nothing that this castle cannot do to make me dislike it. So, I mean, one minor con I would say is like the cold, stormy nights, because we're next to the ocean. The beach gets cold at night. I don't know if you guys ever been to the beach at nighttime, but it could get pretty chilly depending on where you are. So that's the only con here. But let me take you to this bathroom area. You see where Ariel is like taking a bath? Like, I'm sorry, I love this tub. Like, it looks like you're bathing in a giant seashell. You still could look at the sunset while you're doing it. Like, it's just, oh, this is so nice. And then let's go to her bedroom, the bedroom area that they kept her in. That looks so comfy. You see how she just like sunk into the bed? I love it. I love this castle. From the food, the interior, the exterior design, the ocean, the beach, all that mermaid stuff. I'm here for it. I love it. And I'm pretty sure you guys guessed this. If not, maybe you thought I was gonna choose Aladdin's castle, but it's in the desert. I don't want to live in the desert. I'm tired of the desert. But anyway, that is all for today, everybody. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video if you made it this far, and I'll swim with you all next time. This is Millie the Mermaid.